Good morning. It's Joanne Musa, the Tax Lien Lady. This is your tax lien investing tip for today. And remember that next week, we're going to be moving into the Investing for Success Facebook group to do these tax lien investing tips. Ask the Tax Lien Lady Live on Tuesdays will still be here on my business page, but these tips are going to be inside the group, the Investing for Success group. It's free to join, but you do have to answer the questions. Specifically, you have to answer yes, that you agree to our terms for us to let you in. So make sure you do that and we'll let you into the group. It's a big group. It's a private group, but we have over 700 members in that group. So come and join us. And that's where I'll be doing these tips. So today's tip is on how do you choose the right place to invest? Okay. One of the first things that I do for my coaching clients is help them choose where to go. What tax sale, first of all, we look at what tax sales are coming up around the country, how much money they have to invest, where they want to invest. We determine the best place for them to go. But once we know the state, once we even hone in on a tax sale, how do we know which counties to go into and which cities or which towns in that county to go into, right? And part of that is determining we want to stay away from high crime areas. So part of that is determining the crime rate. And a lot of websites that used to let you know about that, they don't do that anymore. Like Trulia used to let you know about the crime in the area. Well, they don't do that anymore. They don't provide that. So where do you find that out? So here's what I do. When I'm working with a coaching client and we're going to an area to invest, we look at the best places in that county. If we're going to a big county sale, now it's different in some areas of the country. Most of the country has these big county tax sales, right? So when you do that, you really have to narrow it down to only the cities or towns, the areas that you want to invest in so that you can filter the list. So in that case, what we do is Google best places to live in XYZ County, and we find out which are the best places to live. Now, I got to tell you, the really nice places are not going to be in the tax sale because people who live there are going to pay their taxes, or if they own property there, they're going to pay their taxes, all right? But so you go down the list and you try to find places that are in the top 10 places to live in that county. Now, so when we Google that, there's a lot of links that will come up, and I look for links from the website niche.com, NICHE.com. I like the way that site gives you the demographics and the information. So if I find a link to the top 10 places to live in that county from niche.com, I will use that link. I'll go there and I'll look at the top few places in the county, but I don't always go by how they rank them. All right, here's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at, they rank them like A plus, B, A minus, B plus, B, B minus. I'm looking for properties that have a B rating or above. And but I'm looking for specific things. So because they're looking at a whole bunch of things when they rank them, but I'm really looking at, so I don't care if it's sparsely populated. I don't care if there's not a great nightlife. All right. But what I do care about is the crime rate. So I'm going to look at the crime rate. Now, some of these real sparsely populated areas, they don't have any crime reported. So it just might have nothing reported. That's okay. But I'm looking at the crime rate compared to the national average, which niche.com will show you when you click on each of the individual towns or cities. and then you can scroll down and see like all the demographic information. The other thing I'm looking at is the rent to own. How many people rent versus how many people own property there. I want to see that people own property there, that it's not just a place where people rent, and because people, value their properties that way. So the other thing I look at is what is the typical rent. I want to see a good ratio between what the property costs, the typical cost of properties, and what it would rent for. I want to see that you can rent a property and get good rents in that area. And then the other thing that you might look at is the average income range and the average education for that area. There's all kinds of things you can look at, but one thing that I really pay attention to is the crime compared to the national average. Okay, if it's more than the national average, I don't like it. I stay away from high crime areas, because here's the thing. Yeah, people will rent there. Some people have to live there, right? But if you do wind up with a property in that area and you're rehabbing it, then you really have to worry about the crime. And it's also just easier to sell a property in the nicer areas, right? So that's why those are the things that I worried about. So if you just came on and you missed this tip, then watch the replay. It will be here as soon as we end this live. And just remember going forward that these tax lien investing tips at 9:30 in the morning on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday are going to be moved to inside the Investing for Success group. And it's free to be a member of that group. Now, right now, what we do is I do them on the business page, the Facebook business page, and they're streamed to the group. But from now on, they're going to be done just in the group, because I'm not answering questions, so I don't have to see the comments. And in the group, I can't comment and I can't see your comments. But I'm going to just be putting these trainings in the group. So we're going to keep the group for training, okay? And then our Ask the Tax Lien Lady Live is still going to be here, so that I can interact with you on Tuesdays at 2 p.m. and you can ask me your questions and I can answer them for you live. Okay, now I'm really excited about what's coming up in January. We have a couple of things that are free for you to sign up for. And some adjustments. Like, for instance, we have a wealth building webinar coming up next Wednesday night at 7 p.m. And you can register free for this wealth building webinar. I'm not going to put that in there now because I don't know if we have the registration page ready, but it will be ready by tomorrow and you'll be able to register for that wealth building webinar. However, it is free to come to live, but we don't have membership to wealth building webinars anymore. In order to get the replay, you have to be a member of the Tax Lien Profits Accelerator. So this is another benefit of Tax Lien Profits Accelerators, because I really do these webinars for my members and my coaching clients, but I let everybody else come free to the live call. Okay, that's another adjustment that we're doing going forward for 2023. And we have our 2023 Wealth Building Conference, which you can sign up for now if you go to and you need the www in there, 2023wealthbuildingconference.com, and you can sign up for free for our Wealth Building Conference. It starts January 16th. I'm really excited because I've started interviewing these experts, and I have handpicked amazing experts for you, experts on money mindset, going from scarcity to financial abundance, attracting more money into your life, managing your money better, and investing, alternative investing opportunities that are available for you now. So all things to make 2023 your best year ever and build your wealth, expand your wealth in 2023. So I'm excited to help you do that. So this has been your 10-minute tax lien investing tip for today. And I will see you Monday inside the Investing for Success group. So again, it's free to join the group, but you have to agree to the terms. Basically, we just want to know that you're not going to be soliciting anybody in the group and that you're there to learn. Okay. All right. So, and I will be putting these tips in there for you. All right. I will see you Monday morning.